Hello,
Yes, hello, Soma.
how are you?
Yes, I'm good. I'm good.
And how's your day going so far?
Yeah, it's going well. It's almost
Okay,
uh
I'm able
12
to.
hours from since morning.
Okay, I think I'm looking upside down on live
Yes,
session.
yes. Is
है
it
ना?
possible
Upside down.
to turn it?
Nothing much.
Yes, hello, Soma.
Let me put how are you?
Yes, I'm good.
Uh, is it? I think is it better now? How's your day going so far? Or like this?
Yes, now it's okay.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's going well. It's almost
Yeah.
uh
Now
12 hours
which
from since morning.
means I think I'm looking upside. Okay. So how's your day going so far?
Yeah, the day is going good because we started with our normal activities. I had a meeting around 10 a.m. So
Okay.
we have a discussion. One of the software engineer. So we discussed about
Okay.
yeah. She wanted us to do a research about the skills, I mean, emerging technologies or skills required for use to up skills or to have that skills which will enable them just to have employment within the community or to be problem solvers and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. Let's start with with like about yourself. Your name is Michael, isn't it? Your name is Michael. Am I pronouncing it right? Is it Michael?
Michael, can you pronounce it, Michael?
Michael. Michael.
Michael,
Michael. Michael. Oh, okay. Okay. Michael. Usually
Michael.
there are so many. Like I know many persons in my country as well. With the same spelling, they used to call it as Michael, not Michael. They used to call it as
Ah,
Michael. So perhaps there is a language like accent different. Due to accent different, we pronounce it differently in other countries. The same name. Like
okay.
if I tell you about my name, so my name is Omair. The spelling of my name is Omair. But
Mm,
in my country, we used to call it as Omair. But if you go to the Arab countries, they used to call it as Omar. Omar. O.
okay.
That starts with O.
Do you?
So that is the
It's
difference.
Omar. What about
Omair. It is Omair, Omair, Omair. Omair, not Omar.
Omer? Omer. Am I correct?
Omair. Omair. Yes, yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
about your like how long you have been teaching robotics or like into the field of STEM education? How long you have been?
Yeah, it's more than 11 years because I started since
More than 11 years.
2015.
Okay.
Yes, but before that time, so I was just teaching students on, especially on science subjects, science and the mathematics subject. So about
Science and mathematics
physics,
subjects. Okay.
yes, physics, chemistry. So I have experience on that area also teaching students on those science subjects and the mathematics.
Okay, that's really nice to know about yourself. Am I clear? Am I audible to you?
Yes,
Am I audible to you? Can you hear me properly?
yes, I can hear you. I
Okay.
can hear you.
The first question, like, where do you live in Tanzania? And tell me something about like Tanzania. What's so special about Tanzania? Like, if I tell you about my country, Pakistan. So in Pakistan, sports is very common, and like we are very equipped. We are militarily we are very equipped. So that is the strength of our country. Sports is very good. In particular, we used to play cricket. So cricket, our basically our cricket team is very popular among all the cricket teams all around the world. So these are like the strength, one of the strength of our countries. So in case if you have to describe about your country, what are the strength, what are the factors that you can say that these are the strength of my countries? Like food, in terms of food, in terms of culture. I heard about that Tanzania is very popular in terms of like for the tourist. It is Tanzania is very popular for the tourist, among tourists. So is that anything that is very popular of your country that you can describe?
Yes, we have some of the things which are very popular and most in the area of tourism. So apart from in the
Okay.
area of tourism, so we have one of the highest mountain. We call it Mountain Kilimanjaro. So you
Yes.
can just
And
find
it
it
is, I
from.
guess, near the beach. Tanzania is situated near the beach,
Yes, yes,
if I'm
Indian
not wrong.
Ocean, Indian Ocean.
Yes,
Yes.
it
So
is.
uh, it has ocean around. We have uh, tourism areas like Ngorongoro, where you can find a lion, a giraffe. Those are just
Which means the wild side of Tanzania is very popular. Wild, like yes, it is very popular to find like a beautiful creature, animals.
yes.
What I conclude from your words, that Tanzania is very popular in terms of the forestation of the Tanzania is very popular. What you are saying?
Forest. So can't you hear you well?
Uh, you're saying that the animals are very popular of Tanzania. Like the forest part of the Tanzania is very popular all over the world. What you are saying? Forest, which means the wild animals like the elephants, giraffes. These are very popular all over the world of Tanzania. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, somehow because I think there is network problem.
Okay, okay. So
Let me
let's
just
move on
repeat.
to the main questions. Like the first question that I'm about to ask you, that uh, as you know about the STEM education, STEM, you have been teaching STEM educations, in fact. So, what is the importance of STEM education in youth empowerment? How can you describe it?
Okay, so I can just explain the importance of STEM education, especially for youth, because so I have experience, as I told you, I have experience of dealing with STEM education for almost over 11 years. It's
Okay,
more than.
well,
So from
which
my
is which is
experience,
huge, which is
yes.
huge. 11 years means a lot, which means you have a lot of data that you can describe.
Yeah, yeah. From my experience of more than 11 years of working in STEM and the technology in Tanzania. So I've come to understand that STEM is not just about teaching science, technology, engineering, mathematics, but STEM is just a tool for empowerment youth. I can just explain it a bit. When a young person, like for example, when a young person learn coding, robotics, electronics, or IoT, they are just not only learning technology. They are just learning how to think. That is one of the very important thing. How to think, how to solve a problem, how to
Exactly, exactly,
yes, how to do experiment.
exactly,
Then, apart from that, students learn how to fail and try again. While a student doing
exactly,
experiments, yes, uh, a student can one time can fail and can try again until it is done. That is how I can explain about STEM, and then how to turn an idea into a solution. That is uh, the area whereby STEM can be used as a tool for youth empowerment. This is particularly important for Tanzania because we have a very young population, and we need just to prepare young people not only just to look for jobs, but also to create just a solution in the opportunities. That is uh, how we are just doing, because we just create the generations that will be not a consumers of technology, not a consumers of uh, those technology, but to be just innovator who just we will be able to create a solution for the community. That is how I can say in the area of STEM can be used as a tool for youth empowerment. So we can just use STEM to create the generation of youth that will be able to be problem solver, to think beyond, to be able to solve the challenge from the community or the area that surrounds them.
Exactly. What I come to the conclusion from your point, which is very important, the first thing is that STEM is not only a subject; it actually teaches you the way of life. Because in the professional field, you lose, you attempt again, you lose again, and then you win, which means you will have to be a very resilient person. You will have to try again and again, and once you come to know making the algorithm, how to make the algorithms,
Yeah.
and you try the code again, try error, try error, try error. So it actually recreates and regenerates your mind to become a resilient person, to try it again, and to find out the solutions in every possible situation and circumstances. And it will help in the professional field as well. Whenever you are, whether you are in the field of STEM or computer or not, it will help you in other fields as well. Because for if you want to become a successful person, so you will have to try again and again. You will lose sometimes. You will have to work hard. You will have to make yourself come back again. So making algorithms helps you out to find out the possibilities in any circumstances, isn't it?
Mm.
Okay, I'm going to ask you the second questions that in modern education, unfortunately, Tanzania, if I talk about my country, so we are like a third world country where basically education system is not very upgraded, isn't it? Pakistan and Tanzania schools education system are not very upgraded. So in case if you get a chance to create a curriculum, STEM curriculum for all the schools as the modern education system. If you will have to create a curriculum for the STEM in all school education system in Tanzania, so what changes you would make to create a better STEM education for in schools? So what step would you would take to create a better STEM education system?
Uh, okay. I can just explain one of the big challenge in learning system. I can start with saying that in learning system is most of the school just teach it's more theory than practical. So students,
Exactly.
uh,
I agree, 100% agree with your words. Same situation happening in my country as well. That they only focus on the theory, not the practical. I 100% agree with that.
yeah. And one of the problem that I faced when I was in learning Jan, when I was in primary and the secondary education, is lack of enough equipment that will just help me to connect what I learned from the theory into the practical and to see the really application. I mean, the really practical application of those stuffs I learned from the class.
Hmm.
So robotics brings learning to life. That is one of the important things. Instead of telling a student that a sensor can detect a distance, so we can just give a sensor and allows them to build something that actually detect a distance. That is that is how you can see it's just hands-on session that help students to connect the theory learned from the class into the practical application of that theory. So it's very important for Tanzania just to integrate robotics into a curriculum, and to develop something, a curriculum that will be integrated with, robotics, because it will help students to have hands-on sessions, and then to know the practical application of what they learned from their class into the real life application. Because students can learn a motor, can learn a sensor, that in a theory part, but when the students pass around, a student can see maybe a traffic light, but a student cannot understand that traffic light made from
Exactly.
those stuffs learned from their class. So I can just tell you one thing, because in 2024, so in Tanzania education system, we have the ministries that control the issue of education, because it's Tanzania Ministry of Education. So it calls those organizations or companies dealing with teaching robotics. So one of the companies is my company, Text Innovation Hub. So we are just going there, have a meeting to discuss how. So the government want to get the experience from what are we doing, then to see if it's possible to integrate the robotics into a school curriculum. So you can see that. So we just share our experience. So how we do programs with the students, how we do programs with different youth, and then they just get the feedback from us, and they are trying just to put into how we can integrate robotics into a curriculum. So one thing apart from robotics, nowadays, the government of Tanzania, through Ministry of Education, integrates a coding program into a school curriculum.
That's really great. And one thing, what is my opinion? Then you will have to, then you tell your opinion, whether you agree or not. It is totally up to you. What I believe that robotics so far is not a compulsory subject in schools. That should be a compulsory subject as science,
Sure.
English, or some other subjects. It should be a compulsory subject because
Yeah.
this is
That,
not a luxury now anymore. It is a necessity of life, learning robotics. And secondly, you raise a very important question. I would like to add on one more thing, that we even have to create some sort of relationship between the practical things and the school education system, which means you will have to take the students out of the school and move them to the practical sides so that they come to know better about it. Only learning only learning a theoretical aspect and doing practical at school is not enough. You will even have to send your children to the practical side, like on industries.
yeah.
They wash by themselves, and it happens in China, it happens in developed countries. Unfortunately, it is not happening our countries, like third world countries. And it is not very expensive, it is just a matter of understanding. That's it. It is not very expensive thing. You don't have to spend a huge amount to make it happen. All you have to do is just to have a transportation cost. That's it. And industries should be agreed upon to entertain the children
Okay.
in their companies and to educate them. Okay,
So
my next
yes,
question.
yes. So, sorry. So before going to that question, uh, so I want just to get the experience from your Pakistan. So I know
Okay,
there is law education. So I don't know if Pakistan already integrate this STEM program, or maybe coding, anyone, or AI. Like Japan. Japan is one of the countries that integrate AI from primary level in school curriculum.
exactly.
Uh, so
Japan and China as well.
what about Pakistan? Yeah. So are you just doing as extra curriculum, or it's just already integrated with school?
See, the biggest problem in Pakistan that we have a very reputed schools as well, but that those are private schools. So unfortunately, there's a problem in our country, and the problem is that we have multiple education system. So they for the rich people, there is a different education system, and education system is very up to date. It is very the curriculum is very advanced, but that those are only for the rich people childrens, unfortunately. And if we talk about the people who are poor, so they used to go to the very normal schools or either in a government school. So unfortunately, their curriculums are not very updated. So you will find a mixed amount of people where you will get those students who are very skilled because they are learning in a very reputed schools, which cost a lot, and these are only for the
Okay.
rich people. So for the rich people, the education system is advanced. They
Okay.
have been learning STEM educations up to date level, and they're learning artificial intelligence, Python, JavaScript, but those are only for the rich people. For the poor people, the curriculum is not very up to date. Government is not paying a very much attention towards them. So unfortunately, we have a mixed amount of students. Some of them are very updated. Some of them are highly skilled, but the rest of them, majority of them, I can say that are not very skilled persons. So these are
Mm.
basically our society is segmented into two different parts.
Okay.
You will
Okay.
find
Okay. Okay.
a very bright students, but meanwhile, you will find a number of students who cannot even write their name, and even they are studying in schools.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it happens. Okay, so I move on to the next question, that how can you convince, in case you got a chance to convince schools to upgrade and to introduce STEM education. I even asked in my previous podcast as well that unfortunately schools are basically looking for the easy money. And STEM is very difficult thing to first to understand the authority and then they implement it, the STEM education. So how can you convince the management side of the schools telling them the importance of STEM education? How can you convince them?
Okay. 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 Uh, so what I can say, so first, a STEM ecosystem is bigger than a laboratory. So as I can see, some of the schools have a laboratory, and they just don't know how to integrate, how to learn those STEM programs. So a strong STEM ecosystem need five things. So it needs just a teacher, students, infrastructure, curriculum, and a partnership.
Exactly.
So school need teachers who are confident enough to facilitate practical projects and stuff like
Agreed.
that.
100% agreed. First, you will have to train the teachers, then move to the student part. I 100% agree with that.
Yes, yes, yes. And for example, here in Tanzania, so I was just learning one of the program. So I don't know if you have heard about this program, but it is just learning around Africa. It's one of the initiative under UNESCO and the SAP. SAP is initiated this program to create the movement of teaching coding. So it is just called
Oh, that's very good.
Africa Code Week. Africa Code Week is just a program. We call it Train the Trainer program. We just
Okay.
train teachers, and then teachers going to their school to teach the students. So I, I did that program for almost more than 5 years
Okay.
to create, I mean, to teach teachers about these STEMs programs. So students also need opportunities to do just experiment. So that's why I think I said the STEM ecosystem needs five things. I will just explain one by one why teachers, for example, school need teachers who are just confident enough to facilitate practical projects, and as I said, students need just opportunities to experiment. To do some experiments. That's why we need to create a strong ecosystem in a school, STEM ecosystem. And then school need basic equipment and connectivity. Another thing which is very important is the curriculum that needs to allow practical learning. So we need just to create a curriculum. So school will what I advise is to have a curriculum that will facilitate or allow practical learning. And the school need just a partnership with maybe universities, technology companies, innovation hub, and a government institution. For example, as I said, I'm just learning one of the company which is Text Innovation Hub. So I just do partnership with schools to support schools to establish a STEAM program within the school. So at Texta, we just strongly believe that partnership is one of the important things, because no single organization can solve the STEM education challenge alone. So we need just a support. We need
Exactly.
just a partnership. We need just to work together to make sure that we are creating a strong STEM ecosystem within just maybe a school.
That's really nice to know. Okay, I'll ask you that which microcontroller you like to work on it? What is your most
Yeah.
favorite microcontroller? Is it Arduino Uno? Is it Raspberry Pi? Which one you like to work
Uh,
on?
Arduino Uno. So I just
Arduino
use.
Uno. That is even my favorite. Arduino Uno is it is very handy and it is very useful and easy to understand.
Yeah. It's very easy
It is very
for those who are just beginners. It's very easy to understand, very easy to use, uh, and very easy just to use to make just a project.
exactly. And what is your most favorite projects? I'm asking about the basics level when you perform it for primary or secondary schools students. So which one is the most favorite project for you?
Which one is most?
Favorite project for you while you were teaching to the primary and secondary level
Um.
students. So which project
Okay.
is the most favorite? Like if I ask you about, if you ask me, so it's smart street light system where I basically integrated Arduino Uno and sonar sensor and LED lights, and these were the very basic projects that I represented for the school students. So which one, like this, which one is your most favorite project that you deliver?
Yeah, one is so it's just we call it a smart bin, like to make a very
Smart,
simple smart bin. Yes, smart bin, like to use a
smart
ultrasonic
bean,
sense.
like smart bean to make the differentiate. Which one is smart bean to make the differentiate between wet and dry, or like it automatically opens up when someone came? Which one?
Automate automated bin, like there is no need for
It
someone just to.
opens.
Yes, it open automatically. It uses
It
just a
over
ultrasonic
there.
sensor. Yes.
Yes. I guess you use ultrasonic sensor, servo motor, and Arduino Uno for that.
Yes, to control that movement, servo motor.
That is very interesting.
Even
And even
a
I enjoyed
yes, another one is just a blind stick.
blind stick where you even use sonar sensor, isn't it? Sonar sensor. You can use
Yes.
sonar sensor for that.
Yeah.
That is very, and even it is very practically it is very practically applicable. Like a smart business system have the same system, but on the larger scale, but the configuration and the methodology remains the same that you use to watch the smart dustbins in hotels. So it has the same configuration and same system.
Yeah. Yeah. The
There is no
same
difference.
configuration. There are no difference.
Okay,
They even
and
smart irrigation. Yes.
is there any, like, would you like to share the success stories of your students who actually created something which is very highlighted all over Tanzania or like internationally or nationally? Is there any success story that you would like to discuss?
Yeah. So I can just share the successful stories from students, and then from uh, youth, even youth. So we have some of the students. So we trained them from the beginning stage. Some of them they just come to our hub. They don't. They do not. They know nothing.
Okay,
So we started
which
just
means
to.
scratch. You taught them right from the scratch,
Yes, we started from the scratch. We just try them
which is very
to
difficult.
yeah, it's very difficult. It takes a time, but
Only
something.
another robotics, only another robotics teacher can understand what you are saying right now. That is starting from the scratch to the student, which is like in primary level in a school, very difficult to teach them about the robotics right from the scratch.
Yeah. So we started just to teach them. Then they just started to do some stuffs, coding. Then just then they started to learn robotics, and they came up with an idea with solving one of the community problem, and they succeed because we just share, we trained them one of the thing. Then after that we just share the opportunity, because we want just them to have an idea, and to have at least a
Exactly.
prototype. Then we have different opportunities, like application for funds to support youth or students. So we have different competitions. Then we just take them direct to apply for those competitions. So one of the successful stories, one of our students, and she, she she she's a female student. So one of
Okay.
for our students succeed just to secure. It's not just big match, but it's almost 5,000 USD.
Okay.
Yes, yes. But she started from scratch, and then she learned some stuff. She came up with her idea, and then apply for a competition. Then she
Well,
succeed
that's
to
really great.
secure a
And
fund.
how long it took right from the scratch to the competition level?
It's almost it took almost 3 months.
3 months, which means
Yes,
nothing. Three
yes.
months, which means really
So
nothing.
it's
As
just
a
a very short
robotics
time.
teacher, I can say
Yeah.
it is nothing. It is like you sleep and wake up early in the morning. For
Mhm.
me, you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to
In
teach
some,
the basics of robotics, make up their mind, teaching them coding, which again is a very big chapter, which is completely a different dimension, teaching robotics and teaching coding, and integrate coding with the robotics within this 3 months is far more difficult than anything else for me.
yeah,
I can understand how much you work hard for that.
yeah.
Okay,
So
at last, the last question. Oh, you carry on.
yes, one thing I noted, it's just about the curiosity of the students. She,
Exactly. The student,
yes,
are the student willing to learn or not?
yeah. So if it's very
Exactly.
curious, yes, it can take a very short time just to
Exactly.
learn. Also,
It
we
is
have
a it is basically a mutual relationship. First, are you willing to teach them, and second, are they willing to learn? So if there is a mutual relationship between student and teachers, you cannot force. STEM is not a subject that you can forcefully teach to the students. STEM is not a subject because there is
yeah,
no ratification, there is no like a theory aspect. All you have to do is just to do it practically. So
yeah,
there's a mutual relationship between student and teacher to make it happen. Okay, last question I'm going to ask you,
yes,
and it is very important question. Just in case, consider yourself that you have the authority uh, at the government level. You have the authority to change the curriculum and to make the decisions in Tanzania. So, what are the steps that you would take to make the STEM education better? As consider yourself that you have the authority to change anything you want. So, what are the steps that should be taken for the Tanzania's students to make it better?
I think for Tanzania, uh, I think what I can advise, and as I told you, we had a meeting with the Ministry of Education in
Yes,
Tanzania
you
that
just told me.
control. Yeah, yeah. So one thing, because first, to make sure the availability of the resources, so even facilities. First,
Can you categorize further that what type of resources and facilities that you are expecting from the government? What types of resources and facilities?
Okay, first it's just availability of computers,
Okay.
one, and the internet
Okay.
accessibility, because
Internet is
internet
more
is very,
very important.
yes,
Very
very
important.
important. Yes, to do research, to explore, to get more
Exactly.
ideas and stuff like that. Then to have one of the challenge, because we import some of the robotics learning kits from outside. So in
Okay.
Tanzania, one of the challenge, if you import something, so you have uh, to pay much money for those importation process. So like
It is.
we have one of the
Import duty, you can say. Import duty, you can say. Heavy import duty.
yes.
You can say that heavy import duty is basically a problem.
Importation, yes. One of the problem is importation. So we need just to make it the easy process of importing learning resources from outside, like
Exactly.
robotics
And less
kits.
taxation.
Yeah, taxation. One of the big
Taxation is
challenge.
the mission.
Taxation
I,
is one of the
I, I
big
believe,
challenge.
I believe that you are talking. You are in Pakistan because we both are facing the same situation, same
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. For example, you can just buy Arduino Uno from outside, like maybe 5 USD. But if we want
Okay.
to import for example, if we want to import in Tanzania, so you have to pay 5 times that
Oh my
cost.
God, which means $25 for a
Yes,
single ordinal,
yes.
which means a
So,
lot. I tell you that in my country, you can easily buy Arduino Uno around $4, $3 to $4.
oh,
You can easily buy it. So which means
okay.
that there's a serious problem in your country for that. This is the very critical thing in your country that it is very expensive.
Okay.
And further,
Yeah, further is just capacity building for the teachers, because
mm,
so if we want to integrate that robotics or that robotics into a curriculum, so we need just to make sure to have teachers with enough skills to facilitate that training program. So we need just to make sure we just do capacity program for teachers, to equip teachers with enough skills. Yeah, so stuff like that.
okay. So I hope that someone from one of the authority is listening to this podcast or will listen this podcast, and this problem would be sorted out and resolved in your country, because you and me, we are like third world countries. We are facing already so many problems, so the education system should be upgraded. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you really so much for spending a precious time from your side in the middle of the day, which means a lot for me. And I hope that we would keep in contact and we would have another podcast some other time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Okay.
spending your time and giving your precious time to me. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Okay, okay, bye. Thank you for.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Okay.